Lake of Bays has hundreds of kilometers of beautiful shoreline. Shoreline that we enjoy for its aesthetic value, but which also is important to the quality of the environment for our lake and the surrounding area. And this shoreline is primarily owned by private landowners. We want everyone on the lake to say, how's your shoreline? What are you doing to keep this shoreline healthy and natural? And we hope this video will give you some ideas on what you can do. There are many organizations working to protect our shoreline and educate people about what they can do as individuals. The township maintains rules. The Lake of Bays Association has programs. The Lake of Bays Heritage Foundation similarly offers education and promotes people to protect their shoreline and maintain a natural appearance for the lake. This video tells you more about what you can do.
The lake was here long before us, and it's very important to help protect the lake. And I think our role as a cottager is to be a good steward for the lake and keep our shoreline as natural as possible.
Lakes and rivers are downhill from land. So what happens on land is going to affect what happens in the water. The water quality can be affected in direct and indirect ways. An indirect way, again, is these nutrients going in. Just like a farmer puts nutrients on land, or you might put nutrients, fertilizer on your lawn, trying to get the lawn look greener. If those nutrients go in the water, they're going to add phosphorus and nitrogen into the water system. Something that may be a little more direct is actually the erosion. It looks like silt and sand and earth actually going into the water. This you actually physically see. The water becomes more turbid. And again, that's going to affect fish habitat and your swimming quality and so on and so forth. By having a natural growth around your lake, it acts as a buffer, and it sort of acts like a sponge to suck up some of these nutrients.
So in Lake of Bays Township, when we're planting shorelines, we typically have 3 types of shorelines that we find. We have wet or seeping shorelines, so they're quite moist. We have dry shorelines, believe it or not. You could be 3 feet back from the water and the soil is very dry. And we have bedrock shorelines. If we use native species, we find we have a higher success rate with the gardens. The plants grow faster, they grow larger, and they contribute to local wildlife. This example here is wild bergamot. It has scented leaves and beautiful pink firecracker flowers that hummingbirds love. So we get hummingbirds in the garden when we plant this, and we can use it in lemonades and teas. In the background we have a globe thistle from Milford Bay. It's an heirloom. It's been around for about 50-60 years in that area. It has a nice purple flower, and we find that the goldfinches love to eat the seeds from that as well.
Best time to plant in Muskoka is almost any time if things are small enough and they're grown in pots. The only thing you have to be aware of is water, water, water. You don't have to feed native species. They're meant to grow, they're meant to survive, they're meant to thrive here. Just making sure that they get water, you'll be fine.
It is very important when you are doing your shoreline plantings not to harvest your own plants from the wild. Please work with a garden center or an expert when obtaining your native species of plants.
Everything you do on your land is still going to affect the lake in some way. What we're trying to do is slow down the flow of nutrients and sediments and so on into the lake. My view is try and be as least intrusive on your land as you can be. Leave it in its most natural state as you can. Digging it as little as possible is going to be the best solution.
We want to keep our lake forever, and the best way we can is to keep our shoreline as natural as possible.
Whatever the amount of shoreline that you own, it's up to private landowners to protect the Lake of Bays shoreline in its complete natural state. So we hope you'll ask, how's your shoreline? What can you do to protect the natural qualities while still enjoying it for swimming and boating and other recreational activities with your family? Both are compatible. Thank you.